Peace.
And we are live. I have to up. I am your host, Mordeed. Welcome back to another POD Put Out the Rec podcast. And we are back again. Hope everybody's well. Brand new year, 2022. Whole new set of shit. But we gonna make it work. Alrighty then, and we in the building.
Peace.
Hope everybody's doing well. Back at another show, POD Put Out the Rec podcast. I'm your host, Brother Mordeed. Got some interference there. Some interference. All right. But yes, sorry for that distraction. But yeah, hope everybody's doing good out there. Welcome to 2022. The fiscal calendar year. Of course, we got a original celestial new year that is going to be like into March, April. That will be the spring equinox. So when we get on real time, we in tune with the time that our planet is currently on a trajectory on. So you got your fiscal new year, your calendar new year, and you got your biological celestial new year. So we got a whole nother new year to celebrate and get into. But anyway, my co-host DCR, what's up, bro?
Peace, brother. What's up?
You nice and bundled.
Sure indeed. Got my black cow on.
What's up with the weather in Jersey?
Hey, right now it's raining.
Yeah, I saw that. I checked I keep my eye on the radar, man, and I just saw like almost it looked like a river in the sky, and all that shit was coming y'all way. So it's like rainy. It's a little, huh? The Last Dragon. What is that? DVD? Oh,
DVD,
okay.
baby. Too bad nowadays we don't have nothing to play anymore. It's just really just I'm just leaving it as a classic to sit in this thing forever. You know, maybe it'll be worth something one day. Shit been with me for years.
Never know, man. You never know. like I was saying, the weather down here is a little weird. I mean, it's been in the 70s. It's been kind of nice and warm, which I'm not complaining about. But typically, that's an indicator of other shit when it's like
Big
abnormally
storm,
warm
yeah.
down here. But
A lot of
other than that, I mean, everything's cool on my end. Same old shit, just a different day. But what's been going on yet in any abnormal situations?
nothing, man. Same thing here, man. Weather is it's been warm for the past couple of days. So you know what that means. That means a mixture of weather, storm, tropical weather, whatever's coming. But
Yeah,
it's been all good, man. It's been quiet. It's like everything's quiet, you know. Quiet before the
yeah,
storm.
yeah. I was gonna say that. Yeah, we gonna get into the recap of the year that just went by and talk about some things
Pretty crazy year.
and talk about where we're headed briefly. Um, I know I noticed we don't. You get the weird feeling that things are different. Like, of course, we had the New Year, we had the holidays and Christmas and stuff like that, but the shit don't really have that same feel anymore.
Nah.
Um, and I don't know if it's just me changing or there's just shit in the air where people just they don't have that same frequency anymore. I don't know what
Well,
that is, but I noticed that there was a big change in the vibe
you know,
around seasons. Go ahead.
you all feel each other energy, you know? Like, we kind of feed off each other's energy. You're not feeding off any energy. There's nothing to feed off. Like you said, it's something wrong. And that's been with the past holidays, really. They all been dead, really. You know, it's like the only thing you see about really the holiday is just what's going on. You know, it's like Christmas, for instance. Christmas it's not there anymore, bro. Nothing is nothing is there anymore. It's like that overall spirit, and I'm saying, like, regardless of what the holidays mean, we still took the holidays seriously. You know what I mean? We didn't have to be on the same track as everybody else, but we still
We
enjoyed the holiday.
Yeah, it still had that feel, and
Yeah,
that's what I'm trying to trying to identify. I want to say what's up to everybody in the chat, and my man Dave's in the chat.
peace,
He said
Dave.
everybody's in the transition mode right now. I agree. Um, yeah, it's not so much as um what we're doing on these holidays because we pretty much do the same shit, but the feel of it is not there. That vibe, I think shit, all of them. I was gonna say maybe
Technology, man. Technology, bro. Something to do with technology. Believe me.
yes, it has lost that organicness to it. But you know what? The only thing that helps ground me during holidays now is getting in my bag of watching shit on TV from back in the day that gives me that feel. You might
Yeah.
pull out, what's the shit? A Christmas Story? You shoot your eye out, kid, all that shit when you wanted the BB gun. It's like
Yeah.
movies like that help me to get that vibe a little bit because the shit is not in the air anymore. But I
Right.
definitely can get it through just dealing with, we watched Home Alone and just the feel of that shit, just
Make you,
gives
yeah.
me the feeling of how the shit felt. You see what I'm saying?
It brings you back to that dimension. You know what I mean? Like, because those are the movies you were watching when you were having that time. So it brings you closer to that time. Anything that was relative to that time, just like Rocky. Rocky is my shit for Christmas. Rocky. I mean, no. I'm sorry. Rocky is Thanksgiving, but not bad for Christmas either. I don't think, but usually Rocky always kept Thanksgiving alive for me. On a cold, wintry morning, day, you just watch Rocky movies. You know what I'm saying? Probably
Yeah.
throwing a turkey out the damn back door and shit. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. And I was actively searching for shit. It was almost like I was trying to get a high, and I was gonna search for shit to watch to give me that feel. I pulled it's typically I don't know if you ever watch damn, what's the shit with the
I
kids
watch
on the
Snooze.
on the train? The kids on the train.
Kids
Damn.
on a train.
They look, it's weird animation, but they're on a train and they're going to the North Pole, I guess.
I forgot that too. I
Um,
forgot. That's pretty good too. I know exactly what you're talking
is
about. But
is there anybody in the chat who knows the name of that movie where the kids get on the train comes and picks them up and they're drinking like hot cocoa and shit and all that on the train and it's snowy?
man,
They'll somebody put it in the chat.
see, that's the
Um,
reason too, because there ain't no snow, and plus you out that way. You're not here anymore. You know what I mean? Because here
yeah,
it was a whole different vibe. You know, during Christmas, you know, you get the big snow, all the snow, and you know what I mean. It was just that thing, man. You know, it's like
yeah.
oh, you know, every time when I think about this time of the year is we got pictures. You know, when you look in your old photo books, Paul Moore had a dang, what you call it, a bomber on. When the bombers came out, the checkered bomber,
Yeah, yeah.
Paul Moore is standing in front of the house on 11th. You know what I mean? With with all the snow and everything, with the checkered bomber on. It's like 20 degrees that day. I always think about that, man.
Yeah,
Yep,
Dave.
Paul had a,
I figured out the movie. Not to cut you off, but the movie was uh, Polar Express.
yeah, that was good. I watched Scrooged a couple of days ago.
Scrooged is another one. Polar Express, Christmas Story. They don't really run them old. You know how we used to run home.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Those Channel 2 joints with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and Frosty the Snowman. The
Yeah,
claymation
March of the
joints.
Foot Soldiers.
Yeah. So, but
Yeah.
yeah, those shows help give us the feel of what we felt during that time. Kids don't have that anymore. But you know, Christmas in my house is Children's Day. It's for kids. I celebrate my children on that day, and they know that. So that's what we get into. It's a day for them, kind of like you have Mother's Day, you have Father's Day, and we have Children's Day. And that day we celebrate them, and it's all about them. But
Right.
yeah, man, that's on the holiday tip. Oh, he said It's a Wonderful Life. Now that's my joint, the black and white joint, Wonderful Life, with a dude. I guess he lost his job. He was mad and he wanted to jump off the bridge, and the angel showed up and just took him back through his life. And Wonderful Life is a classic, and it has that feel. It's in black and white, but it has that feel of it's cold, it's snowing outside.
Yeah.
Classic movie. Yeah, yeah. Jimmy Stewart. Yeah. Damn. I wish I would have thought about that during those times. Because I definitely would have peeped A Wonderful Life. But yeah, man. Just looking back on the year, I mean, we lost a lot of people. Got a lot of people still here. You know, we kind of got to give thanks. Well, we have to give thanks for still being in the movie. And some people have been cut from the script, and we gotta give our respect to those who fought the fight up until this point, because there's a lot going on, a lot has went on, and a lot is going to continue to go on, and we'll lose people along the way. But I think the past year, for me, I had a lot of epiphanies as far as uh, you know what trajectory I want to be on in the next couple of years, because reality is setting in a little bit more tougher now, and realer now, considering all the events that's going on. And I kind of thought we were turning the curve a little bit on this whole destabilized situation we got going on, and if you just look at the script, man, just it crept back in, and now we back at the somebody has just stirred up the beehive again, and we're adjusting accordingly. But it is what it is. But I'm just thankful, man, to just actually still be in the movie, and playing my part. and I'm just glad a lot of people that I know personally are still in the movie, and yeah, man. So
Yeah.
got to
So
give thanks for that.
now that you mentioned that you're in the movie, what character are you playing? More D.
What character am I playing?
Yeah, I mean you in the
Like I
movie, right?
like I have spoke about on other shows. I made it perfectly clear that I know my purpose, and I'm a for lack of better terms, I'm a light bearer. And when you can't see in the dark, you use light to show the way so you can figure out which way to go. And you have people who are here, they're light bearers, and they help, in dark times to kind of show the way on which way we need to go. That's like my life's purpose. I figured that shit out years ago, and I accepted it for what it is. But
Mhm.
yeah, that's my part in the movie, man. I'm a light bearer. I give forth what I've been bestowed with to help lead the way and shine light on shit where people are just kind of having issues and not knowing, you know.
It's weird that because you started off as this dude that basically would annoy me on a weekends or whatever during the week every morning looking for a job. It's just
That's
weird.
funny. That's funny because when you look back on your life, I
Hated
think
you.
I think that's the beauty. But the beauty is when we don't know where we're gonna be. The beauty in that is we don't get to mess it up, so we don't get the script because we can mess it up. You couldn't have, nobody couldn't have told me, at the age I'm at now, I'll be into what I'm into and doing what I'm doing. I couldn't, you know,
Right.
fathom that, but it was a part of the script. And the fact that we don't know it, we just kind of fulfill what we're supposed to be doing at that point in time. So, I'm good. I was telling somebody today, man, at the barbershop, I was like, besides life itself, one of the greatest gifts I ever received was knowledge itself because it helps me to understand everything that's going on around me. I don't question too much of anything. I understand, you know, the mechanics. So I don't, that's my deal. That's my deal. But just far as 2021 went quick. It went quick.
Yeah, it definitely
Um,
went quick.
and I think that some scholars they call that the quickening. Like the more the energy in this particular world speeds up as far as technology is concerned, time as we know it appears to also speed up. So things are happening very rapidly. So we breezed through 2021 pretty quick. A lot of things got revealed um, this past year, and I think it helped to awaken a lot of people that were asleep to a lot of things that are going on. And I think that's a part of the creator's plan anyway to bring awareness to a lot of things. Because I don't think we're going to have major change in this world until we have some sort of, what do you call it?
Breakdown.
No, until
Breakdown.
we have it's called critical mass. Until we have critical mass where a certain number of the population get it, and then the whole shit shift. And we're almost there. We're almost there. So we haven't reached critical mass yet, but we're getting there. Um, so I'm enjoying it. It is what it is. I do what I need to do, and I'm humble and I'm thankful for everything up until this point. I don't regret anything, and I'm strapping in, getting prepared for what's coming down the pipe. I'm looking forward to it. It's great to like I said, we're in the greatest movie ever produced ever, and we are in it. We are here and participating in it. So in real time. So you know, last year went quick. It went quick, but I enjoyed it. I ain't gonna front. I can't front. The only thing I don't
Hey,
like,
you know what though?
yeah.
It was a good year for money, I think too.
What last year?
Yeah.
It I would agree. It was a good year for money because people are being moved to be a little bit more proactive about their finances and what they want to be, and things flowed, like I said, somewhat quickly. Now, as we get into this next phase going into 2022, I think we're gonna have you have to be in position now going into 2022. Put it that way. Positioning is important. If you ain't in position by now, there's going to be a rough ride going forward. But I think everything about 2021 was about things being sped up, getting what you needed to get, and strategically doing what you needed to do. Because once we strap in, it's like on a roller coaster, man. We get to the top of the roller coaster, so now we're about to hit the drop. So you got to be prepared and strapped in and ready to go. And I think that's where we at right now. Because I think with the shift far as our economy and our finances, I think if people haven't taken the time up until this point to figure things out and to learn certain things, they're gonna get left behind, so to speak. You know how hard it was for me to figure out cryptocurrency and how it works and transferring this, and it's hard to wrap your mind around that. I consider myself somewhat of a well-learned person, but I ain't the smartest person. But that shit was like, weird. But I figured it out. So imagine a person who hasn't even put even any effort into that. And what if our system just converts over to, a digital system like that? How do you interface and you ain't, you ain't up on that? I lost money trying to transfer shit via dealing with cryptos. It wasn't a lot, but I was smart enough to say, hey, let me try to go ahead and move some money around and see what happens if I can get this shit right. I think the most I lost fucking around was probably $100, which was, I'm not going to say it was peanuts, but nobody wants to just lose $100. But that's probably how much I lost figuring out how to transfer and move money around digitally with crypto and wallets and getting codes and all that type of stuff, because you can't get none of that shit wrong. You can't be off by nothing or your money is just gone. It's gone. But that's what we're dealing with. So it's going to be a steep learning curve going forward with what we're going to deal with. But yeah, man. I mean, last night, New Year's celebration, I'm down in Atlanta, and I'll say this. When 12 o'clock hits, you know everybody around you who got guns. Because everybody's outside shooting guns. You might see an old lady come out on porch, pow, and go back in the house. It's real. People you don't hear from all year, quiet. New Year's roll around and they come outside with bazookas and all types of shit. Wow. Yeah, man. I'm being funny, but people they have, all types of shit, man, fully automatic weapons and all types of, I mean, it's I try to find the beauty in a lot of things. And if we ever have an issue with some sort of invading faction that comes into my neighborhood where I live, at least the people around you are armed. So if y'all got to put up a fight, then you good, But yeah, man, I just wanted to add that up in there. But what'd you do for Christmas, Children's Day?
What I do for Children's Day?
Yeah.
I slept and I watched what I did, man. But I ain't do nothing really. Oh, just watch TV all day.
Which realistically, being able to watch TV and do absolutely nothing, I'd be telling people sometimes, like, yo, the pull of the world is so strong, whether it be your kids, whether it be your mate, whether it be your job, whether it be people around you, the energy's always pulling at you. And I'd be like, sometimes a cat just be wanting to do absolutely nothing. Just be still. And sometimes people don't quite understand that. They think that's weird, but I'm like, no, just being able to just be still and do nothing feels good sometimes.
It's a it's a form of meditation. You know, everything is a form of meditation that when you're at ease and when you relax.
Yeah.
I call anything hell. Looking at the ocean, just watching the waves is a form of meditation. You know what I mean? So,
I found myself lately. Me and Coop was talking about this too. I found myself literally. I don't know if you have Tubi. I got Tubi. Like Tubi's the bomb because they got all the classic movies on there. And I found myself, intentionally going through the catalog on Tubi and looking for old movies. And it's something about old movies that calms me. I don't know. Maybe it's because we came from that era.
yeah,
They
that
have a
was
certain
good.
feel, but I make it my business to surf through the catalog of the movies to find classic old, and my kids be looking at me like, why are you watching this old stuff? And I'm like, you just don't understand. Like, this is therapeutic. Like you said, a form of meditation. Watching an old classic movie is a form of old meditation, and it makes you feel comfortable, and it makes you detach from the world with everything that's going on. You feel yourself separating from all that for briefly while you in the zone.
And you feel like a kid to some degree. You feel like you revisiting that time.
Yeah.
Right here is what experienced what you're watching. So you actually coming back to here, that chamber where all that information was, that during all those times that you spent back in the day. When you watch movies like that, that opens that chamber up and it puts you like, it's like you there. You know what I mean? It's like you just there for that moment. As long as that movie is on, you're in that time frame. But it's here.
Yeah, you're right. Because it's weird because I was talking to Coop the other day and he said the same thing. He's been watching like old classic movies, and it's funny because we've been watching the same thing and we hadn't even talked about it, but he mentioned the same thing, and I was like, that's medicine, especially for where we at right now. That's medicine. Keeps you sane and grounded. And that's what I tell a lot of people right about now. Being grounded is very important with the transition of where we at in the world and everything that's going on. Your diet is another thing that is highly important going forward. Period. Like you gotta, if you haven't, then take time to really start focusing on your diet and the things that you consume. Priority, big time priority. But yeah, man, enjoy the ride. Dave, what's up with you, brother? As a matter of fact, I'm trying to. I know me and Dave talked, before the holiday, because he's supposed to come on, and I know I got to get him on. I'm trying to get him. I'm thinking about getting him on the next show. We're gonna tackle a very interesting topic, and I need him to be on the show. I'll hit him up. But yeah, man, that panel is gonna be nice for that particular show because we gonna hit something that resonates with a lot of people, and definitely gotta have Dave on the show for that one so we can unpack some personal stuff that's dear to us, especially growing up where we grew up in Jersey. And yeah, man, I think going forward into 2020, because right now I'm seeing certain things creep back up that I kind of thought we turned the corner on. And yeah, man, preparation. We had other shows where we talked about preparation. I think now we're at that cycle where, prep work and putting the work on being able to sustain yourself, worst case scenario. I think we're getting closer to that because just don't know, man. It's uncertain. I don't want to get off into what we could talk about. I'll wait to do that, and then we'll probably shoot that over the BitChute because it's an uncensored platform. Because you know how they do around here. But yeah, man, there's a lot coming down the pipe that we need to discuss and prepare ourselves for. So Keep your eyes open. Real talk.
Mm-hmm.
Was there anything you wanted to build on going forward in this new year? And keep in mind, everybody, we'll be on Straight Up Podcast tomorrow at 12:30, and tune in because tomorrow I think the topic is going to be how do you see this country in the next 4 to 5 years, and how do you think whatever your prediction is on that, how would it affect you? So we're gonna have a really deep show tomorrow at 12:30. We're gonna get off into that because it's kind of like what I want to talk about tonight, but at the same time I want to spoil too much about what we're gonna build on tomorrow, because going forward in 2020, I have a particular breakdown of where we at right now, and just to keep it in simple terms so people can just not be in their feelings but just look at basic math. I think the universal source is keeping what it needs and getting rid of what doesn't, and that's nothing personal. That's just where we at. So just ask yourself, how much are you contributing to the upliftment of humanity? And I'm not talking about just being here, working a job, paying bills, eating, sleeping, taking a dump, raising your kids, blah, blah, blah. That's stuff that we're supposed to do as humans in society. But what are you doing to help uplift humanity? What is your contribution to making the world better from which you found it when you got here? And it doesn't have to be anything long and drawn out and deep, but just ask yourself that. What are you adding on to the betterment of man? And it could be you're helping your neighbor or helping some school kids or, whatever. But, what is that thing? And I think that's important going forward. But like I said, the universe is now deleting what it doesn't need and keeping what it does need. And it is what it is.
Recreational shit. We don't do anything anymore. It seems like I said, it's like the digital world. Everything is just taking everybody's conscience to the digital world. There's nothing.
That's part of the plan. That's part of the plan. Is to get us.
It could be ruins outside. Ruins. As long as you got that digital world to look on here and pretend you're in a nice place. The Matrix, I guess. Is
What you think? What you think the metaverse is? What Facebook is rolling out? The metaverse is an alternate reality where people can go and interact and do whatever it is they want to do, and not really so much deal with the real world. They're creating an alternate reality, and we're already softly been trained to do that versus the video games, social media, because people are so entrenched in social media, they get lost in it. And we've been groomed for that, especially like kids with the video games and all that. But when they actually are able to put you there, it's going to be a whole different ball game with this virtual reality. And they're trying to make it where if you go into virtual reality, I don't know if you ever used virtual reality before, like the what do you call those Oculus things? I used that shit at a amusement park one time, right? And I kid you not, you're inside a fucking video game. You're in the video game, walking around. There's shit all around you. You can turn around, look around. You're in the video game. And the thing is, with the metaverse, what they're trying to do is have people collectively buy like real estate inside metaverse, build stores inside the metaverse, create restaurants inside the metaverse, create a club inside a metaverse. Like if I wanted to buy property inside of the metaverse and open a club, I can do that. So when everybody goes inside the metaverse, let's say they want to come and club more deep.
Yeah, they want to talk in social. And
they can walk into Club More Deep, and I might be charging them $10 at the door, right? So you gotta have some sort of some sort of monetary money hooked up to the. It's kind of like when you shop online. You got a digital wallet.
The debit gonna be already on it. You press a button and it's already paid for.
Exactly. So I can make money charging niggas to come into my virtual reality club. And when you come in, it's laid out with just all types of shit. But see, the metaverse is going to morph into being able to hook people up to the shit to the point where you be able to feel what happens inside the metaverse. And once you get to that point, you can go to the bar, you can digitally order a drink. I'll take your real digital money, transfer it to my account, and you may be able to have the sensation of tasting and feeling the high of a drink. You ain't really drinking a drink, but you're hooked up to some shit that got you feeling like you've actually experienced taking a drink. That's where they're going with this shit. And when it gets to that point, buddy, there's a good movie to go check out called Surrogates with Bruce Willis, where people were connected to a digital world and they didn't even leave their houses. They were in their rooms, sleep. They wasn't sleep, but they were in their houses, laying on beds, hooked up to a machine, and they was in a virtual reality and their physical body was in the real world. And they was hooked up so long that people really forgot how to walk. Their body started to atrophy. Motherfuckers was fat. They was in a digital world so long they didn't interact with the real world anymore. They would just be laying in the bed hooked up to a machine. So one day the whole network went down. And everybody had to come out of their houses. Niggas had to learn how to walk and shit. Niggas couldn't see. The sun was so bright because niggas hadn't been outside in so long. Shit crazy. Pablo Chop says, Ready Player One movie covers the metaverse headset and all. True. And that was a good movie. You saw Ready Player One?
Mm-mm.
You got to check that out. He's right. That's a dope movie. That's a dope movie. Yeah, for real. It covers it all. He said it covers the metaverse and the headset and the whole shit. But yeah, man, I had the opportunity to try that shit on and it was like, yo, it's on a whole nother level. A whole nother level. But when you're able to hook this shit up to commerce and money, shit.
But my thing is, what the hell is the point?
The point is to get you not to deal with the real reality of what's going on. To get you somewhere else, focused on somewhere else, being something that you're really not. Fantasy. And your real anatomy and your real world is going to suffer. Now, wait till it get to the point where you can die in this motherfucker. You die in the metaverse and your physical body dies. Where do we see this shit at? The Matrix, the movie.
Matrix.
Whole nother level. But I believe we're going to get to that point simply for the fact that once you're able to hook our biology up to a machine and we feel everything, we there. That's going to be it. Pablo Chalk said, but what is really real? None of it. This whole shit is an illusion.
This shit ain't even really real.
Yeah, all this shit is an illusion. But we're talking about for the layman who what my teacher calls earth links, people who are just they're so stuck in the mundane of human activity. Their link is just to the earth. But for those who understand the higher sciences, you know, all this shit's an illusion. It's not real. You know, and that's a whole nother show. We can actually have a show on that to break down how this is actually a reflection of the real world. The question is, what is the real world? We can get into that too. Looks like Brother Ricks is trying to get online. Ricks, could you hear us? Yeah, I'm trying to.
Yeah, I hear you, but give me a second though.
Okay. But yeah, that's the thing, man. This whole reality is being manipulated to get people to really get really bogged down into thinking that this is the top of the line of human experience. And the more they can get you entrained into this, then you don't connect with the higher, because by nature, the higher dimensions are pulling us right now. That's why you have those who are aware just by feeling their way through what's going on, and then you have those who are, for lack of better terms, we use the term sleep, but they're not sleep. They just haven't, they haven't woken up from their vibrations haven't sped up yet, so they're not even thinking about anything other than human affairs, and that's not a bad thing. That's just where they are.
Well, some people find it easier to stay in human affairs than see beyond that. Oh,
Of course, because the responsibility of taking control of your reality, a lot of people don't want that responsibility, because we have arrested development at this point. Somebody has been tinkering around with our development for so long that we're behind the eight ball. It's like getting left back a quadrillion times. We're not even in the right grade right now. So what the universe is trying to do is fast track, us being put in the right grade, and everybody can't handle the speed at which this shit is going right now. That's why a lot of people are getting deleted from the program, and it uses what it needs. But keep in mind, I mean, a good show to watch that deals with reincarnation and being here and leaving and coming back is The Circles of Time. Show is deep if you understand the science. That shit's on Netflix. It's dope. Ricks, what's up?
Ain't nothing. What's going on?
what's up, bro?
Ain't nothing.
Nothing, man. Just building, man, on 2021, all the shit we've been through, people we lost, situations that have come and gone, and kind of giving a small glimpse into turning the corner on this thing in 2022, and what we could look forward to, and just kind of reminiscing on how we felt this past, what they call holiday seasons, how shit has changed so much, what we used to enjoy about holiday season and what we don't anymore. And I think Pop made a good point about the energy of what used to be associated with the season, just feeling it. That's gone.
Yeah.
And it feels weird. And we both said the only thing that gets us back into that vibration is watching old classic movies around that time, and it gives us the feel of that holiday, like Halloween, like shit. Watching Halloween around Halloween gives you that feel back in the day, Michael Myers and shit.
Well, I think for me is because this is the time pretty much my family always got together. So for me, it really hasn't changed, but I can see other changes. But for me, the family, like, they still get together, So I'm still in that spirit, family wise. But as far as the gift giving, exchanging gifts, and I never was really into that anyway. But my kids are, so I try to do a little. But if I got family, I'm good. I don't, what I mean, I'm in the spirit,
Yeah. Well, and I don't think that has changed too much, as far as the families getting together and doing all that.
Right.
But there was a certain vibe that came along that you felt in the air that's not there anymore.
Yeah. That spirit.
Yeah. And I think the only thing for me that gives me that classic feeling was fucking movies. Surrounding around that particular holiday, the movies would take me back to that dimension. Right. We was naming some crazy movies that we associate with certain seasons and shit, and But yeah, man,
I get that.
But that's that's weird, and it's Children's Day in my house. Like I said, that's what What you say, Pop?
The climate change also throws it off a little bit.
I would say
that too. It's not. It doesn't, because we got a 60 degree day out here in Jersey or something.
Yeah.
So that's a little different,
It was in
Like,
the 70s on Christmas down here.
Yeah, that's a little different.
Thanksgiving
Yeah,
never
it was
felt right when it was hot on Thanksgiving.
It
Shit.
was.
Christmas, you got the sun out. Shit. I used to be reindeers.
So I get it. I get it in that sense. I get it. I get it.
Because I would say
we don't have the snowstorms like we used to either. We don't have those no more, really.
Yeah, I don't even know if do kids still build snowmen and have snowball fights.
But we haven't had a storm
Snowball
to put them in a position to build.
snowball fights.
Right, yeah.
I got hit in that. Getting hit in the eye with a snowball ain't no joke, dog. Like, people think that shit is safe, man. That's like getting punched in the face with a fist, dog. That shit ain't no different.
I mean, like a snowball is cool, like a lightly packed snowball, but you had ice balls. Yeah, ice like but the shit wasn't really.
I got hit hard. I remember too when I got hit hard and right in the eye, dog. Right in the eye.
You have different types of snow, man, so you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful.
Yeah, you gotta get the fluffy snow.
It's that one with the wet one where you like keep and then it be nice and perfect. Yo.
Yeah, those ones are dangerous. Those are dangerous, man.
Yeah, I got hit
hard as hell.
Right in the eye, yo. I felt like I got hit with a brick in the eye, man.
I don't even think, I mean, I'm in the South. I haven't been in snow in a minute like that, but I mean, like, I would think they don't even have. Do kids still do that? Do they still?
We haven't had
dimension is
like that, really. We haven't really had that kind of weather. We just haven't had it.
I mean, I got kids myself. I've never seen them get gathered together and go outside and like we're gonna have a snowball fight. Like I would have to be out there and initiate it. Like I gotta initiate it,
Yeah, but they don't see it. They don't see it like year by year. Like it's just not really there. It's like when it do snow, I want to go out in that shit. You know what I mean? Because we got it all the time. It was something that we
couldn't wait to go outside.
Yeah.
We couldn't wait to go outside. God forbid that it starts snowing. Yeah, God forbid it starts snowing while we in school. So you already know what's going down when the school bell rings.
We still had to go to school out here.
Right. Snowball fight going down.
Snowball fight as soon as the bell rings.
Man, back in the day, we still had to go to school, man. And, we had to go to school until they knew it.
You might get out early if it's snowing. You might get out early.
But the storm was coming and they knew it and they still sent you to school.
Yeah, that's true. They didn't give a fuck. We went to school and all types of shit. Straight up.
But you know what? It was fun. I'm not gonna lie. When you look back on it, it was an experience. So it was pretty good, man. Because you're right though, man. Because you be like, how everybody hoping like, oh, we're about to have a snowstorm, or are we going to school tomorrow? You know what I mean? And the snow be coming and everything, dog. Like we still got to go to school. And still be they still sent us out though, dog. And then they try to turn us around like in 2 hours in school?
Yeah, we'll get to school and it'd be like a half a day. But by the time we get out, we be looking out the window and shit like, yo, it's snowing hard as hell. By the time you get outside, shit. Yeah. Instant snowball fight. Soon as the bell ring, instant snowball fight. Niggas is making snowballs, throwing snowballs and shit.
Yeah.
But that's what it was about, man. That's the times that was really precious. All that little shit that we did was precious, man. That was precious shit.
These kids in the virtual reality now, man.
Yeah.
This is
they
true.
Want to watch snowball fights on TikTok. They don't want to be in the snowball fight. They want to watch them on TikTok.
Yo, man, technology is gonna change our DNA, man. Like kids ain't gonna look the same, man. Being born like 30 years from now, man. I think physically we're gonna be weaker and weaker as time goes.
Well, that's what we was talking about. The brother in the chat, Pablo Chalk, said the same thing. Like I was saying about the Surrogate movie, they had been hooked up to virtual reality so long that people were just in their houses laying down, hooked up to the system, and they didn't bathe. They really didn't eat. They just were hooked up to that shit so long that their body started to break down. Like people have them when the system went down, because there's always a viral entity that is not a part of the system, which was Bruce Willis, right? And this whole thing was, this is not right. So to make a long story short, he brought the system down, and when the system went down, everybody disconnected from the virtual reality, and they had to come out of their houses. They had to get up out of their beds. You had motherfuckers fat. You had people, they had to learn how to walk. The sun was too bright. They had been in their houses so long.
Yeah.
Really good movie to check out. Yeah. Surrogates.
That's it. That's just what's happening. Like they don't go out. They so engulfed in these video games, this social media, phones.
I have to make mine go out. I have to make mine go out. We went out today. It was nice and warm. I was like, nah. We go for a walk. We went for a long ass walk around the neighborhood. Yep. And the oldest one didn't even want to go. Do I have to? Yeah, you gotta go. Fresh air. It's a good thing.
Right.
Because they're gonna come a time, man, straight up, that we're gonna need. We're gonna be begging for sunlight and fresh air and clean shit. I'm trying to tell you.
Oh yeah, some fresh air. Hell yeah, yo. There's a basketball court in the backyard. I just had my son this past couple weeks or whatever. Now, I have to, he likes basketball. Right. Watches little clips and everything. And it was 60 degrees or something. I have to tell him to go outside and play basketball. And I understand he may want to play with me. I get that part. I go out there with him sometimes, but as a kid, you got to take, you got to go out there yourself. You shouldn't, this outside. You should want to go outside alone and experience, and just explore. Right. Just do things by yourself. I don't know. It's like they need someone there to help them out. It's just weird, man. It's very weird, man.
Scary. It's kind of scary though. At the same time, though.
And that makes the kids. Yeah, that makes the kids weak, man. They got to go out and interface with nature. They got to do that. I mean, I know growing up, like we talked about on the other show, having a bike and jumping a ramp. Like I haven't seen nobody do that shit since I was little. To build a ramp and jump a ramp, a bike ramp. Come on. So it's little stuff like that. Exactly. Man, we
used to build little boats to go across lakes, all kinds of you can't have the kids. We had more woods back in the day, so we'd be in the woods by building rafts and stuff or whatever
we had an imagination, man. We had an imagination.
Yeah.
These kids, and imagination is what connects us spiritually to source. Imagination, being able to imagine shit and bring it forth. And kids without imagination don't produce nothing. They're heavily stimulated. My man Pablo Chalk said in the chat, people start to physically look different, and their DNA would change. The more that they don't interface with nature. I would agree.
Older now, like if you notice, like even kids in their 20s, like we look younger at that age. Like these kids now, they're looking older.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yes, and that could be from lack of getting some sunshine.
Just lack of really using too much. They're not getting a chance to really use their brains and think. They're not.
And back to imagination, you're not. You're not using your brain. You're not refreshing your brain.
That can age you fast if you're not. If things aren't working how they're supposed to work for a long time, shit get rusty.
Yeah.
And this is why you have people like I know one of my close friends, Bobby Hemmett. He's a world-renowned lecturer on occult and metaphysics, and another brother, Dr. Phil Valentine, another metaphysician.
I might have to, I don't know if it's here anymore, but I had some CDs by both them brothers.
Yeah, I met Phil. He came to Atlanta a while back. I met him, but you know I work close with Bobby. I actually saw him last week. But you know, Phil used to say that as a, you know, when you have a child, a young child, there's a certain point where you shouldn't put a book in front of them. He said you have to take the child out into nature so they can be able to their brains and their eyes and their physiology has to be able to adjust to light, has to be able to interface with depth as far as they're seeing. It has to be able to adjust the texture of picking up dirt and playing with shit. And you know, there's a development stage where you have to allow a small child to do that. If you put a book in front of them too early and not allow them to be out in nature as much, it stunts their growth and their ability to be able to be a productive person when it comes to dealing with natural shit. It's almost like creating a biological robot. You have arrested development. We didn't have arrested development because we spent a lot of time outside.
Right.
And so it produced it produced a different I'm not going to say a totally different, you know, being, but it produced a different consciousness. Our consciousness is different.
More grounded. I would say more grounded. If I had to say it, if I had to put it in words. You know,
because we have a wait a minute. We have a reference to pull from because we were able to go out, like Pot said, and build shit, climb trees, play with bugs, ride bikes, go to the beach.
Yeah, I play with. That's what I do. Play with bugs,
man. I used to stay in the tree, just chilling, just sitting, just chilling.
Yeah. It's peaceful in the tree. It's peaceful in the tree.
I'm telling you,
for real.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And actually, that was my piece. Like when I wasn't playing or just was chilling, I would go up in a tree and just look at it. You know, just looking at everything.
Sure.
That was
I just collected bugs, man. I used to collect bugs. I used to put them in watch, put ants with spiders. You know, it's this shit like that. See what happens. You know what I mean?
Man. You want to see wall.
Fucking potato bugs, man. I stopped messing with them when I realized all they hanging around is shit. That really fucking hurt my feelings. I never touched any of them motherfuckers again, man. Nasty ass motherfuckers rolling in shit, looking like a fucking armadillo.
That's some strong feelings against the potato bugs.
Yeah, man. Water bugs. And we don't even see most of those bugs anymore, though, man.
Roly polies? Are those potato bugs?
Yeah. Yep. Roly polies.
Yeah,
whatever you
roly polies.
They call shit bugs. They really shit bugs, man. They like the fucking. They like the pile and shit. They like oh
man.
They
like decompose.
Yeah.
Disgusting bastards.
So now y'all understand. And the brother in the chat, Pablo Chalk, talked about DNA change, and which to a degree he's right. When you allow it to interface with nature a lot, it does affect your DNA. Your thoughts can affect your DNA. A lot of things can affect your DNA.
Sure, it improve your immunity too. Immunity is one of the key things.
So our ability for us, and this is one of the reasons why our generation was very resilient with dealing with certain shit, because of our fact that we went outside and we got dirty. You know what I'm saying? Right. A sterile environment, if it's too sterile, it stunts the growth of your immune system being able to adjust to shit. You know, so
any little thing get in you, your body. I mean, your body ain't gonna know how to react, man. If you're too sterile, you gotta have that bacteria, good and bad.
Yeah. So I think going forward to 2021, man, leaving 2021 and going into 2022, I think one of the worst, but yet in a weird way, situations that can occur is to put people in a position where they don't have access to certain shit, because that's going to allow it will be chaos. But at the same time, you're going to see things spring forth out of that because people are now being more creative.
Yeah.
You can see a whole civilization spring forth by one collapsing, and then the collapse is going to be rough and bad. But you're going to see people give birth to a whole new economy and how they deal.
Yeah.
So going forward in 22, I think we're gonna see the actual manifestation of what people are truly going to be made of. It's going to be the tale of the tape going into the new one. This is it.
We're so
deep
deep into tech.
the real from the fakes.
That's exactly what's going to happen because we've been in what they call the revelations. We've been in the revealing for the past couple of years, and a lot of shit has been revealed. Now, if you can see it, that's one thing. If you can't, that's another thing. But the thing is, now you're going to have to deal with the reality of what has been revealed. And a lot of people haven't dealt with the reality of what has been revealed. And now we're going to have to hunker down and deal with it. It is what it is. You can't tuck your head in the sand about certain things anymore. We're at the crossroads. So 2022 is going to be it. The great divide.
I just think what's going to happen too is we seem like the more we getting into technology, and I think we talked about this before, it's like man's pursuit to becoming technology himself. You know what I mean? Like I'm talking about, mechanics, like we saying like cyborgs and all that shit. It looked like Huh?
I didn't mean to cut you off. No, I didn't mean to cut you off. I said you lose yourself once you become too much of depend too much on the all that advanced shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but eventually it becomes a part of you. So you become. I feel like we are slowly becoming cyborgs. We're gonna pretty soon be infused with cyborg because we'll be able to look into those worlds.
Program right now. They trying to download the program on us right now. Pretty much.
Yeah, so with that being said, you're going to see a split. It's kind of like those who you're going to have just a split. And with that split, you're going to have those who are going to be willing to be a part of the system, whatever this shit they're trying to create, Frankenstein type shit, whatever. Yeah. But then you're going to have those who are going to make a decision to retreat to a natural way of life. And they would just disappear into obscurity. But they'll be fine and happy, and it's like the movie where you have the people who, and I've seen it in a lot of movies where technology got so advanced, something happened catastrophic and society split. Then you have those who live with technology in some city or dome somewhere, and they're living life and they doing what they do, and then down on the ground, let's say they're in a floating city, right? Technology, floating city. And then you got those who weren't down with the shit. They're down on the surface dwellers. Yeah. They've created a whole society where they're functioning on their level. And they good.
Yeah, you think about it, it's kind of like third world countries and, third world places. Like, you got people still today that actually live naturally with nature. Then you come here you got people who's basically experimenting on, like living their lifestyle with technology. So, that's basically what we gonna be like. You know what I mean? Like it's like we're advancing, but you always leaving certain groups behind. Just like those people in the third world countries. Like we just another level. Like, how you got levels? Mm-hmm. Like, okay, you got the third world.
We're gonna lose ourselves on that level. Yeah. When we get too technology advanced, well, I'm probably fucking it up.
Right. But that's still going to keep you in different levels, though, because you always going to leave a level, but you're going to have people that's like he said, like you're going to have people that stay on those levels, but then you got those people that's going to keep rising to another level. Why people stay as we stay, like we can look back against the third world countries. Them people still live from like the beginning. They still hunt with
they're more
stuff
grounded.
Like that.
They're more grounded with this earth, with this planet.
Yeah. So
in my opinion.
Yep. So then there's levels. You come from them, then you go to us, then there's gonna be a level above us, then there's gonna be a level above that level. Until you, like I said, till you start seeing shit like what you call it? Terminator, what's it called? Skynet, shit like that. So it's gonna be like, yo, it's gonna get high. I can see that. I mean, I can actually see Skynet. Skynet will exist.
Skynet exists already. It's just not as advanced as they had it in the movies. But that, there's other names for it. Yeah, there's other names for it. But I just think, well, just look at history, man. Each time man got to a super advanced technological aspect of his society, they wind up destroying themselves.
You know what I get scared too sometimes? They might create some shit like Nemesis Enforcer and just let it just experiment on people, just let it just roam and just destroy motherfuckers. I be thinking that too, because they got that kind of technology, man. I be like, one day they're gonna release some kind of animal.
And man is evil. Man has that evil side. So
like, let's get rid of the population by making monsters to eat their ass. Let's fucking create some unknown shit and just unleash it out on a city or a town and contain it after that. Shit like that.
Like you say, we see it. We may not want to believe it, but we see it.
Yeah. It is. Yeah. I mean, when you really think about when you start, and like I said, I really want to just spill the beans on this conversation. But I'm trying to behave. I don't want them tripping.
Right? Yeah.
I don't want them tripping, but anytime you create technology and it has the ability to hook up a computering system to your DNA, you're creating a whole new species.
Word.
When you hook up operating systems to a person's biology, you creating a whole new species. So when they start having kids and babies, the babies are not humans anymore. They come out as something different. But like I said, I'm gonna have to start doing shows to upload to BitChute, because BitChute is a little bit, BitChute is just straight uncensored like a motherfucker. All the information is on platforms like that because they ain't censoring shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're at a point where let's go religious for a minute. For people who read the Bible and they're in the Bible, right? And I'm not against the Bible or anything like that. I'm just saying this. If the Bible outlined something to occur, right, and gave you the blueprint on it, I think the evildoers are smart enough that if they're going to implement what the book says, they're going to have to come another way to get you because you already got the blueprint, right?
Mm-hmm.
Thus, you will be deceived. Long story short, we talk about the mark of the beast and all this type of shit in the Bible. Without the mark, you can't buy shit. You can't sell shit. You can't do no commerce without it. Sounds familiar?
Yeah.
So all of those people who you would think would be like, you know what? Me being the devoted Bible thumper that I am, this shit here sounds exactly like what's in my book. Let me stay clear of this. That's not happening.
Yeah.
Because they've been deceived.
Mm-hmm.
How clever is the devil?
Clever, especially with the words and manipulation with them words.
Because if I can convince you that this quote unquote mark is an everyday thing, it's simple. It's just this.
They look right over it.
Exactly.
But the thing is, again, they don't know no other way. They just don't know no other way. It's like they don't know how to see without the system. They just don't know how to see without it. It's like they so used to being told what to do, they don't even care if the motherfuckers that's telling them what to do, what it is. They believe in it themselves. It's like, yo, I've been lying to you for like 1,000 years, yo. Forget all that shit out. No, you don't. You don't know nothing. Oh no, you don't. What you said was real. You know what I mean? That's how motherfuckers is, dog. It's like they take it into heart so much that if you try to tell them the truth, like, yo, I'm gonna just come out and tell you, yo, I lied about all that shit. Them niggas will stone your ass and start from where you left off with that shit. They don't want to turn back.
Shell shock. They would go crazy if they was actually told shit wasn't true. These people will be shell shocked, man.
And you got to keep that. You got to.
They don't want to accept it. They don't even want to know. They don't. Their minds won't even allow it. They just gonna.
I get what you're saying. Even if you told it to them, laid it out in the line, they feel like, nah, this ain't.
They gonna throw you out. You an imposter and some shit like that. What you trying to do? Kill us?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
And you the one who told them the lies, but you admitting that it was lies. But they gonna still take it and run with it. That's how bad it is, dog. That's how bad the spell is. Motherfuckers that take that shit because they don't know what else to think.
Yeah,
I can't think beyond that, so I'm gonna just run with it. You know, if this shit got done to me, yeah.
But you gotta have a level of empathy because we're talking about psychology here. We're not talking about 1 + 1 is 2, which would be common sense or basic. We're talking about the psychology of a human being. Very complex and a lot of fucking time. And when I say time, I'm not talking about a generation. I'm talking about hundreds, if not thousands of years have gone into creating the mind that you see right now. Yeah. Advanced shit. So it's easy for the person who's unplugged to say, damn, you crazy. You believe that? How could you get down with that? Something wrong with you. It's easy for the persons on the outside who stepped out of the cage to look back to everybody that's in captivity and be like, why are you still in there? You know you can get out, right? It's not that simple. It's not that simple.
They just stay right in it, like the door be right there with the key and everything. You know, don't even want to know how to work it. You know?
So like I have a level of empathy because, you know, on my journey of just evolving, there's a lot of shit I had to shed along the way. You know, we're constantly evolving. So
I was always mentally disturbed, so I think I always like seen the world differently, man.
I don't think you're mentally disturbed. I just think that you.
I mean, not disturbed, but I was always like, I just never was connected. I never was connected. That's all.
Your thoughts, your mental was a little different than everybody else's. So yeah.
I was in special classes and shit like that. I didn't like learning from the government or anything, so I was already like that. So I didn't really take in a lot of the information. I think that's why I never got so deep into it because I never submitted to it.
So not to divert, but in a nutshell, I have empathy because on so many different levels, I was that person at one point. I'm not there now, but I understand. So I don't give them a hard time about it because I understand their sickness.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. But who's to say special class is bad? Special class actually could be good.
When we talk about that, might be mutants. They consider you a mutant because you know what I mean. You was an outsider.
Me looking on the outside end, it was more free. Like I had to follow more of a structured setting. You know what I mean?
The indoctrination would be different.
This setting was more, you know, free or whatever. More, it wasn't as strict as mine, I would say.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that helps in the free thinking part.
When you look at special class, your imagination is able to flow. There's not a lot of restriction on your thought process. You're not being indoctrinated hard in special class. Which to a degree is not totally bad. You know? Because you don't come out as a trained parrot. You don't come out as a trained parrot because you
robots. This is it. This is
and you're not stupid. It's not that you're dumb. You're not stupid or dumb for being in there. It's just you know, when you look at it in hindsight, you come out with a much better from a spiritual perspective. You come out with a much better spiritual opportunity to evolve into areas that probably would have been stunted if you would have got indoctrinated.
Yeah, for sure.
Because indoctrination is good for society. It teach you how to go out, get a job. You got to do this. You got to talk like this. You got to wear this. You got to do that. Yeah, it's how to be a part of the system.
That's it.
But some of the weirdest individuals who were able to not have their imagination infringed upon have invented some of the most outlandish shit that we use today.
Some of the weirdos, some of the weirdest of the weird.
Yeah. Have come up with the shit that we look at and be like, God damn, that came out of somebody's mind.
Right.
So
we all have those abilities, everybody though.
And that's why pressure creates diamonds. And going into the next year, I'll say this again. I said it early on in the show that you got your calendar new year, which deals with commerce and money, because all the money is structured around the Gregorian calendar. The Gregorian calendar in the days and the months and the weeks, all that shit is man-made and it's structured around money. Like the holidays are on there. Commerce is on there. Third and fourth quarter, all that shit is on there. Stock markets are ran off the Gregorian calendar and all that. So when we talking about the new year of now, we're talking about the fiscal new year dealing with money and resetting and calculations and banks and paying debts and all that type of shit. Our real new year, the spring equinox, our biological spiritual new year that we're connected to as far as our planet is concerned, is like I said, late March, April, around that time. So that's a good time to do cleanses and shit like that. Right now, dealing with money is good to get your business and your ideas and all the shit you want to get going and all of that. Now is a good time because this is surrounding the fiscal new year, going into the new situation. But our situation is layered because we going, like I said, I want to expand on some of the latest developments in this whole movie. But I'm gonna do that a little different because with my platform, I figured out that I can actually record a video. It doesn't have to be live. I can record it. I can edit it. I can do whatever I want to do to it and upload it somewhere else where you can see it and I ain't gotta get my shit flagged and all of that. So I'm gonna have to start doing that. And you can be much freer on there. You know what I'm saying? Much freer. But 2022, going into this new cycle, for me personally, I'm focusing a lot more on my economics, my money, health, and I think I know I need to tighten up on my spiritual practice. I need to get my altars together. I need to get my shit that I do to keep me in tune with spiritual affairs because I'm feeling like with everything that's being set up now, you're gonna need some whoop ass from the unseen. So you could take a page out of the Haitian Revolution.
Yep.
How they was able to pull shit off. They turned to their ancestors. They got into their bag, and they had help from the unseen.
I seen something recently about that. That might have been you who sent me something on that. I know
it
you
might have been.
Yeah, it might have been you, but I've seen something recently on that.
So I think now it's time for us to tap in and go ahead and get that help that we have, and because now it's time. Now it's time. 2022 is a tale of tape, brother. So the great divide, separating shit, motherfuckers who, because me and Pop was talking earlier, they done moved the goalpost on this shit so much that they can't even hide the fact that this shit is a sham.
Yeah.
But you got to tell a motherfucker from the gate, look, eat this slice of bread. Your bowels will be good in a month. You straight. I eat the bread. I'm still fucked up. Wait a minute. Hold up. I got a new bread. Eat 2 of these. You'll be good in a week. I'm still fucked up. You know what? We got some new shit. You're going to eat 1 of these a day and drink some water. You should be straight. Listen, nigga.
Enough is enough.
You can't keep moving the goalposts. And anybody who subscribes to the goalpost being moved this fucking much and you can't see.
I know, right? You gotta know something wrong, right? They come up with all kinds of shit, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I cannot stress how obvious it is at this point. And they use little catchphrases like, that's a breakthrough situation. That's not supposed to happen. It could happen, But those are situations where they just kind of, spring up. Shit. Now, how do you explain to me these fucking spring ups that's springing up out of the shit that is not supposed to spring up in?
Yeah.
What you gonna tell me now?
Man, they got a dictionary damn near right now, bro. From since this shit hit to the end, they got a dictionary of new shit that just like came out of nowhere, man.
Yeah, they got the plays made already, man. They got the whole playbook, man.
Yo,
So
man, this
when you got,
fucking,
they're making too much money, man. They're making too much bread.
yeah,
They're making too much bread. Too much bread. Too much.
Fucking mask mandate. It's a lot of money in that too. Keeping the mask on your face. Motherfuckers buying masks like crazy. That's $1 billion industry, dog. That ain't never leaving. They gonna make sure you keep buying masks, dog. I'm telling you, that mask industry is big. They're gonna keep trying to mandate those masks. You know how much money they making for the masks, nigga?
Shit. Billions. I read a lot of books, and the latest book that I got is it's written by some politician. I forget his name, but the title is called, it's a New York bestseller, and it's called The Real Anthony Fauci. And it goes into the bag of this whole shit. And when I tell you how they laid this shit out, buddy.
They got the playbook.
They got patents on every fucking thing, nigga. They making billions of dollars. But that's neither here nor there. Like I said, we're going into 2022. It's going to be a tale of the tape at this point. Great divide. Like I said, man, we just have to hunker down. And I think some of the shit you got to focus on. The first is your spirituality, your health, and get your finances and shit together and get a plan. Have a fucking plan. I don't give a fuck what it is. Just have something.
Plan. You gotta start.
Just have a fucking plan. Even if it's just building with somebody who thinks like you, and just in case shit go left, at least you know how to like my yeah. You gotta do that. You gotta do that. That's what we headed with this shit, man. And it's gonna be a beautiful time because like some of my elders was telling me years ago that we have a tendency of discussing what's always bad and what's gonna happen. And he was like, there's counterbalancing forces in the universe. This is yin and yang. There's not just one force that exists. So there's shit that's on the other side that's working for the betterment of humanity. And you have to understand that. And with that being said, it's not all gloom and doom. You just got to figure out on what side of the pendulum you want to be on. That's all. That's it. We going into the golden age. We actually should be rejoicing right now because all the shit that was allowed to be set up is unraveling at this point. And as it unravels, you just got to figure out where you want to be in this shit, man. That's all. Just choose where the fuck you want to be. You got to make that hard decision.
Definitely got to make that choice.
Got to make that choice. So, but yeah, man. Anything else y'all brothers want to add before I go ahead and do the curtain call? Yeah, Pot, you holding on.
Prosperous New Year, revolution, however you want to put it. I'm wishing everybody well. Everybody good health. I wish bad on no one. So, Yeah. Even my enemy, I can't even wish bad on me. I'm fucked up like that. I can't even wish too much. I ain't.
You shouldn't because people like Malcolm X said. We can talk about the nigga mind and how a cat mind could be messed up, but there's some shit that went into creating that mindset. That's what you need to be focused on. What caused that person to be like that? That's no accident. So have compassion for your brother and your sister who has lost their way or not in their right mind. Be smart, not be around the bullshit. But what I'm saying is they not well, as the
don't count them out. Don't count them out. Like I say, distance yourself from whatever energy you need to distance yourself from so you'll be in good health or whatever. But don't give up. Don't give up. Wish hate on no one.
Yeah.
Do what you gotta do. Keep it moving.
That's true. And on that note, Lawrence need to
Lawrence looking real
eyes.
militant right now. He looking real militant right now.
And right now I got on my my 80s rug material.
Weather?
Huh?
For the weather, you ready for the weather? It's not even hot out here, man. I mean, cold out
It's
here.
not, man. I just got, just bullshitting, but I had to put it on, man, because I you know what I mean? I just had to put it on, man. This shit is like some shit my moms would fucking wear to a Christmas party back in the 70s, dog. I wish I could show it to you closer, but
Hey, stay warm. I ain't mad at you.
but it is comfortable. Shit, it's comfortable.
Yeah. Like
Yo, but you know what? But I'm telling you, what's coming back right now. Peacoats is coming, bro. I ordered a nice Peacoat too. Peacoat coming back, man.
I got a long overcoat, right? I got like a long overcoat joint.
Yep. Peacoats
like
is coming back.
Nah, Peacoats is dope. I ain't got any Peacoats is dope.
Yeah.
I got the long joint, the joint that come down to your
trying
knees.
to get a long one for me too, though, but it's hard to get. I got to get the right one. They got a certain height shit. So I ain't a fucking tall nigga. So, but they got the right ones, man. I just got to wait.
He might have to get it custom made, man.
Nah, I got to get it extra small, man. The extra small, dog.
The extra small.
Yeah. Pico's long as hell, man. Shit. I mean, I'm talking about if you get the long ones. The long ones is long, man. You got to get the one that's like.
Yeah. Nah, you definitely yeah. That definitely because I had to get. I got an extra extra tall. I got a tall size. I don't have like a regular
right
like extra large. I got a tall extra large. Cause that shit'd be baggy on me if I got like an extra large.
That's what I'm. Me too. I got that. I got an issue where I gotta go extra small because it'd be too fucking wide on my stomach area and all that. It don't look right. It'd be too big, like baggy. So I gotta get the extra small, and hopefully that the extra small is wide enough for my shoulders and my arms.
Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to go ahead and thank my panel, my brother Rick's, DCR. Coming through, blessing us.
It's my bad.
With their presence. Nah, it's all good, man. I send it out to mad people, and I'd rather people just jump in. You know what I'm saying? Whenever I know, pot on the clock, so I have to make sure he clock in when it's time to clock in. Joanne had to work tonight. She was upset that she missed the show, but because she wanted to be on here, but she'll be back next week, and everything is golden, as they say. And what's that movie, The Outsider's Pot? That's your shit, right? Pony Boy and all that.
Yeah,
that's a good movie. That's a good movie, man.
Yeah, that's the shit, yo. Surprised they ain't make an Outsiders movie for now. Surprised they ain't tampered with that. I would though. I would definitely tamper with that movie.
Probably.
Yeah, you'll have to do that right. Yeah, definitely.
Man.
I like to see Chris Tucker and them. Then they coming, nigga. Now they coming now, nigga. We got to go now.
Hell yeah.
Jackie Chan, Chris Tucker, Kevin Hart, Jackie Chan, Martin Lawrence, all them niggas in one gang and shit.
Yeah, I have to get some young cats for that, bro.
Yeah, if all them dudes is young, that shit be cool.
They could do some Outsiders now with that today, though, because they got all kinds of games. They could come up with a good thing with that right now. They could have at least extra games in this one if they did come out with one.
You're right.
And I'm about to watch that Cobra Kai, man. Cobra Kai is just getting good, man.
They got new
yeah, man. The new season is good, dog.
I like to say, let me do these credits. right quick. I'd like to say peace to Dave that was in the chat for coming through and blessing us. My man Chaco Pablo Choc. Everybody came through and put their input. Check us out next Saturday at 10 p.m. on Brainwashed on Heavy, POD, Put Out Direct Podcast. I am your host, Brother More Deed. And I'm going to say peace. Godspeed.
Peace.